Welcome to episode number 633 of Let There Be Talk, brought to you by CactusRadioNetwork.com. Get all of my podcasts for free at CactusRadioNetwork.com. At Home with Byron Cady, The Grail, Dark Fonzie, and Let There Be Talk. All for free, CactusRadioNetwork.com. How are you guys? Day after the Super Bowl, how snooze fest was that? Ooh, the Rams and the Bengals. This looks like a good game. No. It was fun, though. Just sat around out here. I'm in the desert right now, decompressing from a lot of work over the last few months. I like to come out here around my birthday time each year. I'd like to be out here each month. Believe me, I like to be out here every day. I'd like to be living here full time, but I got work to do. But I'm out in the desert at my favorite Airbnb, Hawkin Mesa. I'm telling you, if you want to come out and see the desert like no other, I'm talking about 120 acres of your own fucking desert, your own little Joshua trees in a mid-century badass house, Hawkin Mesa. Oh my God. So I'm out here just chilling, watched the Super Bowl, ate some ribs from Pappy and Harriet's, partied down some Topo Chicos. It got wild. It got wild in the desert. I came out yesterday. Saturday night, I did a couple shows, and then I went to see this band that I'm absolutely obsessed with right now. And I put them in my top 10 of 2021 as far as their record goes. I'm talking about Houndmouth. I had not heard of this band until about 4 or 5 months ago. Somebody sent me over their record that came out November 5th, 2021, called Good For You. I put it on and it was like, wow, this record is fantastic. Never heard of the band. Figured they were a new band. Dug in a little bit. Turns out they've had records out for years. They started in 2010. Got a record deal at South by Southwest, old school style. I went to see them Saturday night, and I can't even tell you. I put them up there right now as far as my favorite bands in the last 10 years, Rival Sons and Marcus King. And now Houndmouth is in that, right in there. Those three, I'd love to see tour together. Oh my God, it'd be a fucking knockout. I went to see them. They played at the El Rey, and I got to tell you, it was the first time that I felt like I had been sleeping on a band. You know, they always say, don't sleep on this. Well, I don't know how I had not heard of this band. I love Wilco. I love the band. I love alt country. I love Lucinda Williams. And it's in that wheelhouse. And I don't know how I'd never heard of it. Just more proof that there's tons of great music out there. And it is hard to keep up with. And it's something I do all the time, seek out new music. I feature them on the show here. Last week I had Naked Gypsy Queens, brand new band. But this band, something I could not believe. It blew my mind. I went to see them play. Not only were they unreal, and I'm telling you, this band is unreal live. They had something I had not seen in a long time. They had a full sold-out house at the El Rey, which I think holds about 2,000. No one had a phone up. No one was filming. No one was doing selfies. It was a young crowd in their 20s, early 30s. Who are these people? I didn't recognize anyone there. Who are all these people into great music? I need to know these people. It's just crazy. It was unreal. It reminded me a lot of these bands like the Mother Hips, where a lot of people don't know who they are, but they have a giant draw that was all from word of mouth. Now, I'm telling you, the crowd was singing every lyric. They were going wild. It was like an 80s concert. People just up on their feet, screaming and yelling. It was incredible to see. I felt like I was in a time machine. I'm telling you, it is so weird not to see any phones out. It was wild. And man, did they blow my mind. And I'm looking forward to seeing them again and again and again. This is a band I will be listening to for the rest of my life. Great, great records. I could go on and on about this band, but it's a gold mine of killer music, because you've got all this back music to listen to if you haven't heard of them like me. I sit down with Matt Myers and Shane Cody. Shane Cody on drums, Matt Myers, the guitar player, singer. And we just had a great time Saturday, shooting the shit, talking music. And great guys. Follow them on Instagram. Get their new record right away. Good for you. And thank you for doing the show, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you back out on tour here over the summer. Before we get into it, I want to give you guys some quick tour dates. They're all on DeanDelRey.com. This week, I will be in Campbell, California, up there by San Jose, at the Prune Yard Comedy Theater, 17, 18, and 19. Please get your tickets, tell friends, spread the word, put it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever you can do. Even if you can't make it or you don't live around there, just start posting my gigs. Even if it's not even near you, let's just try this out. Let's all just start Instagramming and tweeting and Facebooking my gigs. Let's see if we can get some kind of spin going that way. So this week, Prune Yard Comedy Theater in Campbell, California. Next week, I will be in Las Vegas for 7 nights, February 21st through the 27th. And then I'm going to be in Escondido, March 4th and 5th. That's down in the San Diego area. And Comedy Fort in Fort Collins in July. So that's all the tour dates I have right now. So please come out to one of them. Also, don't forget about all the new merch that is up. There is merch at DeanDelRey.com. Great hoodies and shirts. And my Patreon, where you can find 120 bonus episodes of Let There Be Talk, and you can Zoom with me every week. Patreon.com/DeanDelRey. Patreon.com/DeanDelRey. I want to thank everybody for their support. I've got some brand new Patreoners. Let's give them a shout out, because it's pretty fucking cool that they're on there. Patreoners. Let me find it. Here it is. Paul Senard, Bob Bangers and Mosh, and Juan A. Hernandez. I'm pretty sure those are the people I said last week, because I'm fucking up. But all good. Okay. Have a great week. Enjoy some Houndmouth. And tell a friend. This band's going to knock you out. Here they are. The candles are lit. All right, here we are, another episode of Let There Be Talk. Fantastic guest today. Introduce yourself.
Matt Myers
and Shane Cody
of Houndmouth.
Yeah, fuck, man. I've been shouting out your record here for about 5 months, and I never even heard of you guys. It's so funny. This is how, and I'm a music freak, you know? And I think there's so much music out there that it takes a while to catch up, which is kind of a bummer for bands that break up, because you find a band and you go like, oh, they're not even around anymore. This is from 2000, you know, 8.
No doubt. By the time you discover stuff, it's already gone. There's so much music.
Yeah, there is so much music. Yeah. And it's really funny because you guys are way in my wheelhouse, you know? Right when I put it on, I was like, oh, I get this, because I was played music for 25 years. I was around during the huge alt country explosion of Sun Volt and Wilco, Lucinda Williams, that whole scene, you know, Mother Hips. And so when it came on, I was like, oh, I understand where this is coming from.
Cool.
And the songwriting was fantastic. And then I bounced back one record and I was like, whoa, this is totally different. This is like
Yeah.
Tame Impala War on Drugs.
Yeah.
And then I bounced back 2 more records and I could see what was happening.
Yeah.
You had a couple of records, you were doing what you do, and then it seemed like, let's try something different. A lot like, say, what's that one band? I loved them for years. I still do. They sound like Neil Young.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of got a lot of reverb. They're big. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, they did a record that was totally outside the box, you know? So let's get into it. You guys started in 2011?
Yeah. I'm glad you worked your way backwards in our catalog. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, what's really cool about that, because when I was posting about you guys, people were like, oh, I saw them live in, 2014. They're killing them. 2014? Yeah, I'm thinking this is like the debut record,
Yeah, right.
And
I wish, man.
yeah, I know, right? It gets grindy out there,
It does.
right? You're
I mean,
like-
we've been at it for 10 years now. Like,
Yeah.
We've been
How old are you guys?
I'm 33.
I'm 34.
So you started like in your early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah. Just like met each other. I went over to his place and he had a drum kit set up and we started playing, and then we'd get more buddies to come over.
Yeah.
We'd go down to the bar and just hang out. It was a really casual thing.
My Morning Jacket. That's what I was thinking.
They're
of.
from Louisville. They're from
Right.
Yeah.
So remember, you know what they sound like for years, and then they put the one record out it was like dum dum.
It's my favorite record.
Yeah, it's killer with the
Yeah.
loops and everything.
Oh,
That band is fantastic. They're heavily like Neil Young at the beginning, and then they totally change it up.
Yeah. They're one of our favorite bands too. Yeah.
So you guys, like, what were you listening to at the time? Because even at 2011, 2010, that's way after the alt explosion.
Yeah. So yeah, like I missed the alt country explosion. Like I didn't listen to like the Jayhawks until like a couple of years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
Eventually got it. Like I was late to Wilco even, and they're like one of my favorite bands.
Yeah. Well, this record's heavily feels like being there, which is my favorite.
One of my favorites too. Yeah.
One of the great records from
the
them.
Open Misunderstood floored me. When
Sunken
I heard
Treasure.
That the first time. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cool. Yeah.
Don't forget the flowers.
Yep.
God, what a
I'm
fuck.
a Ghost is Born head. Like,
Well,
that's
yeah.
my shit.
It's really cool when a band is what they are and then they go outside the box. And of course, a lot of people would say that's kind of their Radiohead dabble, kind of get into some different flavor, totally different flavor for Tweety.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important to do that, to veer away and at least try and reinvent yourself or like get bored with what you're doing. Because then once you do it, even if it flops, which is what we did, we put the album Golden Age out, complete flop, but now we can do whatever the hell we want because we did it, and there's no expectations.
So you meet him, but what were you listening to at the time? Dylan and stuff like that?
Yeah, I got heavy into Dylan, and then I just veered towards the band because in Indiana, there's not, I don't know, it's just like there's not a lot. My access to music, this is before Spotify, it wasn't open, so it's like when I'm listening to the radio, if the band comes on a classic rock station, there's something just inherently different about it. And it's like, then I had to start diving and chasing like whatever that sound was.
How do you miss the hip hop? Everybody is pretty much at your age at that time, 22, 23, is full hip hop.
Yeah.
Were you also into hip hop? Because I have had guys on that are full alt country guys or country or rock guys, but they're way into hip hop also.
No, it didn't move me until recently. Hip hop just didn't click for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was it? Was it your dad or somebody that was listening to just classic rock?
My dad turned me on to like Randy Newman and James Brown.
Oh, rad.
Yeah. At a pretty young age. So that was kind of like my introduction to music. Just like James Brown and Randy Newman.
Yeah.
So yeah, like soulful stuff and songwriting is always important. And then people they're calling us like an alternative blues band.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
I don't relate songwriting at all to alternative blues music. You know, like.
So what do? You buy a guitar right away?
Got a guitar. I got a guitar through high school. I didn't do
Acoustic?
any sports. What's that?
Acoustic?
No, my first was electric. Yeah, I kind of just knew that that's what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
and just sat in my room for all of my high school career. No extracurriculars. I didn't do shit. High school. Yeah.
And what are you trying to learn? Like Big Pink or like
At first, I was trying to learn like neoclassical like stuff, like really fast stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I can kind of do it. And
like Yngwie, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I still like know some Yngwie like
Yeah.
licks, but I'm not that fast.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good at playing that fast. And what really moves me is like the right note over the right chord progressions, you know?
So were you into the sweep picking guys? Like all the shrapnel stuff?
No, but
Right.
I did pick up sweep picking through Stevie Ray Vaughan because
Right.
he does like tasteful sweeps. you
Right.
know? So Stevie Ray Vaughan was like my guy when I was in high school, and I just love the way he played. So I would like look in a mirror and try and like emulate his movements and like get comfy with the guitar, you know?
I mean, there was that time where I've said it over and over on here. I called it just, people went and got a Strat and a hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, everybody.
Yeah,
But there was
seriously.
some great artists that came out in there. I really liked Johnny Lang.
Johnny Lang.
That
is all I
song
did
Lie
when I
to
was-
Me,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know? I was into, there was somebody, oh man, I just had on Eric Gales.
Okay.
Yeah, and he,
Yeah.
all those guys were back then,
Right.
just killing it. It was weird that like Stevie hit, and then record labels were like, find a Stevie.
Yeah.
And these
like-
guys were on the radio.
Yeah.
Truly. Fuck, like what's that? Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Blue on Black.
Yeah, that's a sick
That's
song.
a great
Yeah.
song, and he didn't even sing that. He had a singer
Oh, really?
who would come out and sing a couple songs, and then Kenny would just burn it up.
That's so strange to me, but that's awesome.
Yeah. And then they had the Archangels, had all these guys that were coming out of Austin, and it was definitely a scene for a while. But did you get locked into Stevie? Like, I got to get a Strat, I need a Vibroverb, I need a Leslie,
Yeah, because I had like a Jackson because I wanted to learn all those like fast Yngwie shits, and then I was like, man, and I was trying to play Stevie on that, and I was like, this is just not translating. I have to get
because it's humbuckers, right?
Yeah. Like
right.
I need single coil pickups and a tube amp.
Yeah. And so
then-
what do you get?
Then I got my first twin.
Oh,
And-
wow. Twin
and-
reverb?
Yeah, and I play, and then 2 tube screamers. I still use 2 tube screamers.
Whoa. Why
Yeah.
two?
That's what Stevie did.
Really?
Yeah, he had one. I used clean, and then you need a little bit of boost, and you put one on, and then when you're going for it, you click the other one on.
Wow.
And I've played a twin my entire life. I have 4 of them, and the reverb's gone out on every single one.
Whoa, vintage ones or new ones?
Just new ones, reissues.
Yeah.
So I finally just switched to Princeton.
Oh, yeah, Princeton Reverb.
Yep.
What about a good vintage one, like a 65, 66?
I would love
Blackface,
that.
yeah.
I would love it, but I don't know where to find them. I'm not a gearhead. I'm basically just convenience.
And they're tough on the road.
It's
you're,
so tough
You're
on the
beating
road.
up a $5,000 ramp,
seriously.
Yeah. The guy.
Because they can just live in a bunk.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
It weighs literally a quarter of the weight. So
Yeah. Oh, you know, right?
incredible.
Also, twins are pretty ice picky to me. I always thought the
I
twin
agree.
was like, it was like, ooh, this is fucking, too high endy.
Totally. I mean, I would crank the bass up on it,
Yeah.
and then basically just live on the neck pickup.
Yeah.
But looking back, super ice picky,
know.
and the Princeton levels all that out.
Yeah. I'm a big Vibrolux and Deluxe
Cool.
Reverb guy.
I've never played a Vibrolux.
Oh, 210s, breaks
Yeah.
up nice.
Sweet.
And, they do make these killer high-end Fender Blackface reissues, the hand-wired ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more money,
that.
but they're just better.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like really better. They're like actual perfect reissues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Princeton.
I love it because you guys are like kind of ghetto, but you're selling out some joints. It's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Now-
We still live in Indiana. We ain't moving.
Oh, fuck no.
No.
Which part of Indiana you in?
So it's called New Albany. It's right by Louisville, Kentucky. It's
Yeah.
like borders 5 minutes over there.
How great is Marcus King?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, you gotta get
Yeah.
into that.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
You scrap that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get on
god
it.
damn. Could be one of the best. Like, like your record hit me like Marcus King's record hit me, you know? So you get together, Shane, and you guys, what are you writing? Are you trying to write some metal or what's happening?
Oh, so by the time I got with Shane, I was out of the metal shit. I was just trying to write good songs and then capture like that bandy sound, like that halftime stuff.
Right.
So we just got together and started. I had maybe 3 songs, and then we all just started kind of collectively writing and singing and like figuring out how we're going to put our voices together.
All right, I got an offer for you guys right now. I am telling you, I don't know if you have a hard time with memory. Something happened to me about 5 years ago or something where my memory just kind of started just evaporating. And that's not a good thing for comedians. I'm on stage, I'm trying to remember stuff. And also, it has a lot to do with stress, not a lot of sleep. You start to break down and fall apart. And I've started drinking this brand new kind of mini shot in the morning called Magic Mind. And it's a small elixir in this little bottle. I drink it every day. And they recommend you drink it instead of coffee. I don't drink caffeine. And it doesn't get you wired. It's not that. It just dials you in. And it really has helped me with my motivation. And it's really kind of wiping out stress. And it's helping. Magic Mind. I'm telling you, check it out. Drink 1 a day. And I like the taste. I just shoot it down and try it out. 5 to 7 days of continuous use, and you're going to start feeling the benefits. I have absolutely, it's working for me. Lion's mane mushroom in there, taking full effect and really helping me out. So I've got some codes for you. magicmind.co/Delray. All right? Use that, magicmind.co/Delray. And then punch in the code Delray for the discount. Definitely really like this stuff right here. Decreased stress, boosted blood flow, also helped with the memory, like I said. Magic Mind, all right? Drink up some Magic Mind. I'm telling you, it helps. I don't like anything that gets me all wiry and speedy. I don't do that stuff because it's just you're just gonna crash and you get jittery. Magic Mind is definitely something you should try if you're stressed, feeling faded, brain's foggy. Once again, go to magicmind.co/Delray. All right? I hope you guys dig it. I very much love it. It's funny because you were able to find other people that were into this music.
The same shit.
Yeah.
In a small town.
In a small town, and also at the same age. You know, usually you get a couple guys who show up, they're like 45. They're like my age. I'm 55. They're like, I play. That look weird. Yeah. And I was like when Bon Scott was playing with AC/DC, you're always like, how old's that guy? You know what I mean? The band's like 17, 20. Bon's like 34. He's my favorite, man. I love it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so like I was doing this kind of bluegrass thing by myself, and then when Matt came over, it just kind of like he wanted that halftime-y thing, so I was already kind of doing that a little bit. And like the last bands I was in were like metal screamo shit.
And you're playing drums, right?
Yeah,
right.
Drums and like so it was I didn't even know that you were doing metal shit in high school.
Yeah, man.
So it worked out. We chilled out.
We did chill out, especially on this last record. We chilled out a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys get together, and after a while, you record like an EP, and you go to South by Southwest, and you get a fucking record deal. That's like the old South by Southwest days, and that's only in 2011. But that shit hasn't really happened out there since the 90s. Once it kind of turned corporate. There was no really unsigned people playing there. It was just kind of like go to the tequila stage and see fucking Wilco. It was like all of a sudden it had changed from like finding new music to just a music festival.
Right. I mean, yeah, we missed the alt country thing. We missed the true South by Southwest.
Right.
And we the only South by Southwest we know is like super corporate.
Yeah.
And,
So how'd you guys get to play that? And then you get discovered.
Yeah, like we played like 3 shows in Louisville area, and then our buddy was like, "Hey, I'm gonna manage you guys." And when he talked to a booking agent in Austin, and he was like, You guys don't need to come to South by, but if you're going to, I'll get some stuff set up."
Wow,
So,
really?
yeah. So our agent's like, "Come on down."
3 gigs?
3 gigs. I'll get you some people. I'll get people come to your show.
You're only 3 gigs in.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Literally our 4th shows at South by Southwest.
Wow.
And Jeff Travis showed up at our first show from Rough Trade.
Oh, Rough Trade.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yo, let's do this."
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you go in and do the debut record?
Yeah, and Rough Trade was awesome because they were super hands off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we didn't talk. We started recording, didn't talk to them until we turned the record in. They're like, "Great." Second record, same thing. Great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you get snatched up by a major?
For a third record.
And that's where it all goes bad.
Yeah, because it's so enticing. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't say no.
Of course
You know,
not.
like-
You'd be stupid.
Right.
Yeah, you got to take a shot when it's offered.
So when you go in with the major label and you do the Golden Age record, do they just completely change you, or by then were you like going to change?
No, we were gonna morph into our own thing, but it was a little bit divisive. I felt like I was being separated from the band.
Right.
You know, they're they're only communicating with me.
Oh, that one.
Divide and conquer kind
Yeah,
of thing.
that's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
You're the only guy that we need here. You
Totally.
write the songs or whatever. They don't give a fuck about chemistry.
No.
Or loyalty or
No.
anything. And then when you give them the record, they're like, "Yeah, that didn't work. Get rid of those guys," and you've destroyed relationships. Absolutely. Is that how you lost Katie?
No, but that because she had left at the end of the record before that, and by the time we got dropped from Warner, which was while we were recording this record,
Right.
we were like so happy. We were in
yeah.
the studio, and Reprise dropped us, and
Yeah.
we're like, yes, we have to pay for this ourselves, but we're gonna figure it out.
Oh, yeah. And what's really interesting is you went back to your sound, but by now the songwriting had gone up way high in level, I thought, as far as listening through all the records. I enjoy the flavor of the first 2 records, big time. But the songs on this, especially 1 through 5, Good For You, Miracle Mile, Make It Midnight, Mackenzie, Cool Jam. That run right there is like, holy shit, man. And Cool Jam is like one of the best songs I've heard in years.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. That came off of after the Golden Age experience. It was like, man, I got to sit in a room and like figure out how to write songs on a guitar and sell that shit like just me. You know? I got to figure my own stuff out.
Well, what was going on with the Golden Age record? When you're in there, they're like, "Hey, man, try to do something like War on Drugs or something." Or
no, it wasn't like that. It was just really hands-on. Like, part of it was me. The songs weren't completely there.
Yeah.
And we were relying on these 2 awesome dudes, Jonathan Rado and Sean Everett, we were just relying on their experience in production value.
Right.
So, yeah, half of it was songwriting, not being there, and then the label was kind of like, we need to build at this area and stuff, just nitpicky little stuff that kind of dampens creativity.
I did like Black Jaguar a lot.
That's like my favorite song.
Yeah. Like you listen to the record and then you go like, well, this is a fucking great
Sick.
song.
Okay.
Yeah. Big time.
You listen. This is cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't even have you guys on if I didn't dig the band. I don't have any bands on that I don't dig at all. It's not a press junket type of show. It's not record cover. They pitch me stuff all the time and I'm just like, no, because I believe that there is a lot of good music out there and it just needs to be talked about. And look, me being a huge music fan, not knowing who you guys are. And so I think that it gets down into that, me growing up and around in the Metallica era of just word of mouth and grassroots and stuff. And you have to find the right band members that'll ride it out to the end.
Totally.
Yeah.
The loyalty aspect for sure. And
but look at now. You guys are out touring. You didn't lose your fans from that record. When you put that record out, were they like, what the fuck is this? Your fans? Or they stuck with it?
Absolutely hated it.
Yeah. How were they letting you know? Social media?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. But now it's great. Like, I'm a big Reddit guy.
Yeah.
I'll always search Houndmouth every once in a while. And like now people, I like see them, they're like coming around. They're like, oh shit, I think I get it now in a way.
Yeah.
That record.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see people like turn around.
Well, there's records out there that people aren't really ready for yet. Mm-hmm. And you might have done it so early in your career. But when I look back on stuff, let's say Neil Young, Transformer, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I listen to that record now. Look, I got goosebumps because I'm like, this is so, he signs to Geffen. He turns in these records. They're like, where's Old Man? Where's Harvest 1, 2, and 3? And you listen to that now and you go, fuck yeah, man. To the artists that, other than AC/DC and the Ramones and Slayer, I don't need my bands to sound the same for the whole career run,
Truly.
Because I don't want them to get bored and break up. Like, I mean, even Tweety, look where the fuck he's taking Wilco from, the original AM record to now.
Yeah, I truly believe it's like, it's not even like a reinvention. It's just like unlearning what you're so comfortable with.
Right.
It's
right.
Like, that's, I don't know. That's just, it's always been important to me to be like, to go try and get back to being a kid about whatever I'm trying to do to unwork the wiring.
And those guys dropped you lightning speed because that record didn't sell anything. That's how quick it happens now.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, like, if the record companies were like that back in the day, like, they would have never got Bon Jovi, New Jersey, or they would have never got Born to Run.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi, like, if you don't like him or whatever, I'm just talking about big records that were deep in bands' careers.
Right.
And you looked at it and like, Bruce didn't sell shit, but the art people liked him. And so it was almost a feather in the cap to be like, yeah, we got Bruce. Yeah, he sold 9 records. Yeah, but we got Bruce, man. He's an artist, to balance out the shit they're trying to sell over here.
Yeah. And somebody can tell me like all the time what the right move to make is, but I have to go and fuck it up for myself to realize. And I think we're both like that. So we like had to do major label. We had to experience what that was all about.
And you might do another one later,
Maybe.
I'm just saying, you never know. Somebody goes,
you never know.
The right label comes in and they're like, hey man, just keep doing what you're doing and we're going to actually push it. Like, to me, so you get dropped and you make this record, which I think is the record of your career so far. Do you just put this out on your own, or how did this come out?
While we were recording, we started talking to a few labels, and Dual Tone came in, and we were talking to them back, they had signed the Lumineers, and that first Lumineers record came out. They went on Dual Tone, and then we were talking to them when we were going to put our first record out, but we ended up signing with Rough Trade, so we just kind of circled back, and they're like, yeah, we'll help you out and do this.
God, they got a good one.
Yeah.
And where'd you record it at?
Most of it was at our studio in New Albany, like our home
At like
base.
your parents' house or something?
Yeah, it's a grandparents' old house.
Yeah.
And so we just have this awesome old house. We call it the greenhouse just because it literally is green. And so that's been our home base basically our whole career. So we were like, when Brad Cook approached us, we were like, how do you feel about doing it here? Can we do this here? And he's like, yeah, I don't see any problem. Why not? So he just brought some extra gear in with his engineer, John Ashley. And we did it there. And then we went back to his place in Durham, North Carolina. And then a little bit of work in Austin, working right next door to, who's the band?
Next to Bojangles. We were right next to Bojangles. It's a Spicy Bow Run. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The studio next door.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. What were they doing out there?
I don't know. I think they were rehearsing for a live, some sort of live thing. Yeah.
I think it's just Steven Jenkins. He's the only guy in the band, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. How long did it take to record this one?
It was like 2 weeks at the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And then if you ever come through Indiana or Louisville, hit us up.
Oh,
You
yeah.
You got to come check it out.
Absolutely.
About a couple weeks there, and then a couple weeks on and off mixing. Not too strenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. And then when you put it out, were the fans like, oh, yeah, thank you?
Return to form, for sure. But, yeah, it's just that it's so much more less aggressive than our earlier stuff, you know? It's just everything's got space. Working with Brad Cook was really cool. Working with a producer that really cares about you is like
Yeah.
a special thing.
Yeah. Now, what happened to Katie? Let's let the guys know. You had Katie was the keyboard player in the band, and she sang a lot of the harmonies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she left the band, and now, Shane, you sing the harmonies, right? And what happened to her?
Touring. Just kind of,
Yeah.
Especially, with a bunch of guys, touring around with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
It can be hard. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It is a taxing, impossible goddamn way of life.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And
You find out who the lifers are after the first tour. I mean, look at Rival Sons. They fucking killing it. And their bass player was like, after I think 2 tours, he's like, 2 tours of Vietnam, I'm out. Know?
And Zach too. So we have a replacement bass player now. So Zach was like, yo, I got to be home with the kids. This just doesn't adhere to my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Still awesome friends. Love them to death.
Yeah.
And you just got to bow out when you got to bow out,
That's what happens, man. People are like, I'm tired of Taco Bell and van sleeping and shit. And it is a lot like Vietnam in a way where there were people that kept going back. I'm on my 3rd tour of duty, and other people are like, I'm never going back.
Right.
I got my wife and kids.
It's truly. I mean, I don't know I wouldn't know what else to do.
I know.
Same
here, man.
Yeah.
If some people get a job at Kinko's, I always say you don't want to be the key holder.
Yeah.
Because the quick way out of art is a $30,000 a year job.
Yeah.
They're like, man, I'm getting paid. It's like,
man,
nah, you're not. At the end of the day, you only get half that, $15,000.
Truly,
you gave up your dreams.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we still own our own business, and we're still like we get to create every day and play in front of people. It's a cool job.
Yeah.
And
you guys work day jobs when you're home?
No.
Yeah, great.
I mean, it's creating, it's like you don't know when it's going to happen. It's something you have to like lend yourself to
totally
almost every day. And if you chalk out time, you're going to make something great. But
absolutely,
there's truly no time for a job. It would kill me, kill my soul.
Now, you guys got a bus, or what are you in a van?
Yeah.
You on a bus on this tour?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I know, man. West Coast, coming from Indiana, going out west, the bus is crucial.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's so far between runs.
Yeah. Do you two bus tours?
I don't. As a comedian, which is great, I don't have any gear or anything. I just pop on a plane and I fucking get off. No sound checks, nothing. Just show up, start fucking telling jokes.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
But back playing music and also I toured opening for Alice in Chains as a comedian a few years ago, and I rode on the bus. I love the bus more than anything. Yeah. And if I get big enough, I will do a bus tour always because it's a submarine.
Yeah.
You just do your gig and you get on the bus and you decompress with some friends, then sack out. And next day you're in another city.
Yeah.
And
you sleep.
And it's your total chamber.
It is
you don't even know what's going on.
I know. It's sacred.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know. Like I've come home from tours and you're like, oh, I didn't even know that was happening. Like, pre-internet, I didn't even, there's no newspapers or anything on the bus.
No.
Oh my God. What did you do?
Yeah. You just fucking got on there and played music and listened to music.
Yeah.
That's all we did. We played music and we listened to music.
Every night. You play music and then you listen to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, then we'd be like, put on fucking Zeppelin and we'd watch a Zeppelin DVD.
Yeah.
How the West Was Won. Like, look at this shit. Oh, play Nebworth,
Yep.
And then you're watching Dylan, then you're watching AC/DC Let There Be Rock.
Rock docs. I just got on Shane for playing so many goddamn rock docs. Every day I wake up.
It's great.
And he's out there.
Yeah.
He fucking hates them.
Yeah. Oh, I love them.
I mean, I just got burnt out on it. I mean, at this point, let's just, watch the movie about Elton John or Queen or whatever. And so we can actually just dig in on it.
I watched those. I like those, both of them.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought the Elton John one was great.
I didn't see that.
It's weird. It's like a musical.
I had no idea I was watching that, and I was like, oh, all right, this is going to be like the Queen one, like a total movie. Nope. And then he starts singing down the street. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that with band docs is what people don't understand. There's two different types of docs you could do. You could do one like the Beatles just happened.
Yeah.
And that's a heavy, deep thing. And 90% of the people, I do a bit about it right now. I go, you guys see the Beatles doc? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with Queen or the Doors movie with Val Kilmer or any of those over the years, you have to skim the surface to bring everybody in. And then people find it and they get turned on to it and they go, fuck, I'm into Queen now.
Yeah. Right. It does open doors.
Yeah, it does.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a very positive outlook on that.
Well, yeah. I mean, look how big Queen got after that.
No.
Holy shit. You know what I mean? They're fucking everywhere, man.
They're fucking everywhere now.
You're at Chipotle. It's like, flash, you know? You guys listen to any new music at all?
Yeah. Yeah. So Faye Webster has been pretty awesome.
Yep.
More on Drugs.
Great.
This new Toro y Moi song, Postman, that just came out. Pretty cool. There's a dude from Indiana named Omar Apollo. He's from like northern Indiana.
Right.
He's doing like pop stuff.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Do you live in a band in the greenhouse together? Or what?
Oh, no.
No.
Separate studio. We've lived there, though, like at various times in our lives.
Yeah.
When, usually like single times in our lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to have like that separate workspace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. To go somewhere, man.
Totally.
Then you're going to do some work.
Right. You clock in and clock out.
How many dates on this tour? Is this the last night?
No, so we get home February 26th.
Oh, cool. This will be out Monday.
Cool.
So you do LA tonight, then where?
Going to San Diego tomorrow.
Yep.
And then we are heading back east. Some Texas dates.
Oh, cool.
And then it ends in Chicago, doing 2 nights in Chicago.
2 nights where at?
Talia Hall.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Beautiful place.
And then any, I mean, to me, it seems like you guys would be a great tour with like Wilco or any tours in the works.
So we're actually going to open for Rainbow Kitten Surprise later in the year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we met that dude. He showed up at the studio when we were mixing with Brad. So I got to meet him. And
in Austin?
No, this was in Durham.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How far are you from Durham?
We're like 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I always have this dream of like living out somewhere like that because, the houses are so cheap and everything. But the comedy, I need to go on every night as a comedian. Yeah. That's how you get good. You can't rehearse comedy and you're, you got to get on stage and
you just got to do it. You have to do.
So that's the only reason I don't go for it. Like I would easily live in Portland,
Right,
people are like, it rains all the time. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not there a lot of the time, so I'm on the road.
Right.
I'll be home in the summers, you know.
Do you do a lot of writing, or is the writing mostly when
it's
you're
on stage?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I have ideas. I put them in my phone.
Yeah.
And then I get on and I kind of flesh them out.
That's cool.
Either it works or it doesn't, but that's the only way. Comedians all write in different ways. Some write classic, like get down and they're like joke smiths, where they find the bump, bump, boom, bump, bump, boom. But to me, it's just talking it out and finding it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's the thrill of it for me, big time.
I think in a way that's kind of how we approach music. Like you have your structure of your song, but for like live shows, there's always holes to do stuff. And like experiment. And
you
that's
guys
like,
get into jamming?
Sometimes, but a little bit. But it's like, it's mostly just like trying to figure little bits out in there. It's hard to explain, but
and also to just like fuck with each other sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to leave room to fuck with each other. It's important.
You guys into the Dead?
We never fell hard into the Dead, but
right. Yeah, I didn't like the Dead until I always liked Working Man's Dead.
Yeah.
But I didn't like any of the other Dead until about, I don't know, fucking 15 years ago or something. Okay. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I think you just get into it, like I couldn't stand Springsteen growing up, because I was all around the Born in the USA.
Right. That can be off-putting.
Yeah.
I got into Springsteen a few years ago.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
I got into him on the Ghost of Tom Joad record.
Cool.
And then I was like, oh my God, this fucking record is a masterpiece. Yeah. And from there on, I was, because I saw him live at Neil Young's Bridge benefit.
Yeah.
And they're like, special guest Springsteen. I'm like, oh, I'll go get some beers during that. That'd be cool. I'll take a piss.
Yeah.
And he came out. My buddy's like, wait, let's just catch a song. Yeah. And he opened up with Youngstown, which is on that record, And I was like, whoa, what song's this? And then he played, Sinaloa Cowboys or whatever off that record. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, let's check this out. Yeah. Next thing you know, he played the whole record, and I was like, this fucking is great.
There's no better way than to have low expectations at a live show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll knock you on your feet every time.
Yeah. Now, you guys have been selling out there, huh?
Yeah, we're going for, so tonight we'll likely sell out. That's it, we're in LA. I would expect it to sell out, but our band kind of flies under the radar.
Yeah, big time, dude. Yeah. Do you get any airplay?
We get a few radio spins. We get on some playlists, but it's, we haven't been fully even accepted into the folk Americana scene.
That's crazy.
We haven't been accepted into the indie scene, so we're just kind of chilling.
You're like me in comedy.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm out here doing it. Except for you guys are selling out. I'm not. But I wouldn't care if I was accepted into any community if I was selling out, because you're just like, well, I'm building my own thing.
Yeah.
And then it starts to feel good. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're Kings of Leon style. A bunch of people like you that, weren't around at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done the thing before we put out a song that got really big.
Yeah.
And big for our standards. And I just kind of stopped writing because we were touring so much.
Right.
And we didn't have a quick follow up after that. So I don't want to make that mistake again. So after this record, I'm already writing for the next one.
Oh yeah. I've been writing on the bus.
For sure.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just never know when it's going to come out.
Totally.
Now, what do you write on? Acoustic?
Yeah, acoustic.
Yeah.
I've written a few things on piano, but I'm so bad at piano. That's why I like writing on it, because I usually have no idea what key I'm in.
Yeah,
It turns everything upside down.
Yeah. What kind of acoustic you got?
I just got a Martin something. I don't really see. I'm like gearhead. I don't know. I traded in a Kemper, one of these weird Kemper amps, and got an acoustic guitar.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But I had a Takamine Santa Fe before that. My dad got me. Still got it. It's got a huge crack down the middle.
Yeah.
Indiana, man.
What got you into drums?
Mitch Mitchell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My dad was a big Hendrix head. And I genuinely hated Hendrix when I was early teen. But I loved the drums.
Right.
I'd steal all of his fills.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing I got.
So you get a kit and you start playing to Mitch Mitchell, Hendrix stuff?
I didn't play along with it too much.
Yeah.
I was more put on headphones and play the entirety of Dookie, Green Day.
Oh, yeah. Fucking great record.
Yeah. Being an early teenager with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's some genius songwriting there.
Shit out of the drums,
Yeah.
Annoying the shit out of my parents.
And then you transition into Levon stuff.
Yeah. Not hitting the hi-hat with the snare.
Yeah. Crazy snare, too. The wood rings,
Yeah.
Kind of like Matt Cameron plays,
Mm-hmm.
This wood ring.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
And I got to work with CNC drums. They're out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
And the first kit I had to make was exactly like Levon's.
Big old wood hoop.
Big old wood hoop.
Wow. You still play it?
Yeah. That's the one that lives in our studio. Always mic'd up. So
Now it's a 4-piece band.
4-piece.
No keyboards anymore.
Yeah, we got keys.
Oh, you do?
We got our buddy Caleb from
So you
St.
got
Louis.
keys, bass, you, and Shane.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And then what kind of keyboards is there? B3 sounds?
Just
and
B3 sounds, piano sounds, stuff like that.
Right.
We keep it pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward instrumentation.
Yeah. So you're going to finish up this West Coast, then go to Texas and stuff, then go home and then start a tour later on?
Yeah, so we'll go home and we're going to finish up recording our friend Maggie's record, and we're going to start recording stuff. We got like 2 months and then another 2-month tour.
Oh, fuck. Rad.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really like this record. I put it in my top 10 of the year.
Thank you. And you're like one of the only people that's like writing for this record. That's awesome.
Well, it was funny because I said at any point it could be number one in my top 10, just depending on what kind of frame of mind I am in. Like, you know, I never got into John Mayer, and then I found him through Dead & Co., mm-hmm. And then I listened to this record, Born and Raised, and I was like, fuck, this record is insane.
Cool. I need to listen to that, actually.
Oh, man, that record, dude, is like, you talk about singer-songwriter crushing. And so I don't care when you find a record. So I put that in my top 10 last year.
Cool.
And they're like, well, that came out like 5 years ago.
I know. I don't care either. Like
I don't care.
Yeah. I have a playlist called like 2020. And it's like everything's going on it.
Yeah. I'm like, this is in my top 10 this year because this is when I found it. So my goal is I think a lot of bands made great fucking records during the pandemic and they disappeared. And I shout them out so they won't disappear no matter what. You know, Mastodon, your record, Pearl Jam's record last year.
Cool.
Fucking great record. Just disappeared.
Yeah.
Wallflowers, Jacob Dylan put out a record that blew my mind.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a fucking great record, man. Yeah.
But tour behind shit.
I know. And it's a strange era of, we have so much outlets to get music out. SiriusXM has like 1,000 channels. Mm. They should be playing thousands of bands, but they don't. They don't. They slowly turned into regular radio just without commercials.
It's like all streaming services. Now it's almost like cheaper to get cable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And my thought is the only time you're hearing good stuff is when people are guest DJing like Tom Morello or something.
Yeah, people that have like done the work to find it and it's crazy that it's like your job's working at a radio station and you're not going to like find this cool stuff or know where to find it. Like it's all accessible.
Oh, it's fucking out there. You know? I remember somebody said to me, they were like, I had this band on Naked Gypsy Queens a couple of days ago. Rock band, young guys, got a couple really good songs on this EP that came out yesterday. And somebody said, yeah, man, I sent them to you a year ago, and you said you weren't into them. I go, yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. I listened to their first stuff, and it was okay. Now they're fucking getting good. I'm shouting it out. It wasn't like, I told you.
Right.
Like, no, you didn't tell. You know what I mean? I'm out listening to everything.
Shit speaks to you when it speaks to you.
It does, man.
Totally.
Yeah. And people get better or deliver different flavors.
Totally.
There might be somebody that found you on your last record that don't like anything but that. They're
Absolutely.
Like, well, you know?
Yeah.
So you grab them.
Right.
You know, it's wild. You got an Instagram, right? Houndmouth?
Houndmouth.
What is that name?
There's nothing special. In fact, it's less than special.
I never asked that hacky question. But this particular, there's a few band names. I'm like, Houndmouth.
Yeah.
I kept calling you Handmouth.
Handmouth.
Hand to mouth.
We've gotten Pound Mouth before.
Yeah.
So, because we didn't do that many shows in Indiana, it was like we formed pretty fast. And we're like, oh, shit, we need a name for tonight. So we literally just plugged it into a band name generator. It shot it out, and we were like, okay, Google it, and nothing came up. We're like, okay, cool, we got it.
Well, that's another hard thing.
Yeah.
You come up with a band name, and there's 13 of them.
Seriously.
Like, I got the best band name ever. I always was like, 3 on the Tree. This is killer.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, or Canteen. I always wanted to have my band called Canteen.
I wanted mine to be Potato for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Potato. Well, when you get big, real big, you can play secret gigs under Potato.
Yeah, we have done a few secret gigs under Yellow Fuck Marine.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys tonight.
Dean, thank you.
Thank you for coming by. I know you got a sound check to go to.
Yeah.
And El Rey, that's a fucking great venue. Thanks, guys.
Dude, thank you.
Oh, wait, so it's Houndmouth Instagram?
Houndmouth.
Houndmouth. You fucked me up. Houndmouth Instagram.
Yep.
And then website has the tour dates.
The website has tour dates, yeah.
And the
Houndmouth.
record is out now. It came out in November. Get this record. It's unbelievable. And go see him play live, man. It's from what I hear, the live show is fantastic.
Come out to the show.
Yeah,
Have a
I'll
good
see you
time.
tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Candles lit. There it is right there. Houndmouth. See ya.